I would say 8.5 to 9 on 10. To me, two key areas stand out. I think the first is the infrastructure, and I want to throw some color on that. Second is the financial sector. Let me start with the financial sector because others haven't commented on it yet. The credit guarantee scheme, I think, extending that is an excellent, step because I was looking at the economic survey data. And if you look at the credit to the MSMEs on average this year, every month, if you look at the average, the credit has grown by 30% plus, actually 30.5%. And not just that, even in November and December, even credit to large industry has grown in excess of 10%. So I think credit picking up, and especially MSMEs, I think that's a very good step. Second is, I think, may not get as much attention, but I think is a fundamental move, which is the National Financial Information Registry. Many of you would recall that in the 2019-20 economic survey, we had actually covered, examining 50 years of bank nationalization. We had proposed the public sector banking network. This to me essentially seems like a version of that. What it will do is reduce information asymmetry, which is what has really, hobbled lending in India. What this will look to do is to bring data across public sector banks and thereby really enable lending, reduce adverse selection and moral hazard. These are two key things that we talk about. So I think financial sector is really critical. On public capex, I think the fact that 3 times increase on the central government and incentives for states. I think here the fine print. Let me clarify. This was announced in the 2020-21 budget, the post-COVID budget. But what has now been done is that in order for states to avail this money, they have to spend it by FY 23-24. I think that is excellent because the 50-year loans actually are very, provide significant benefits. But by making it, a conditional on states investing in the next 2 years, I think that is excellent. Together with the 0.5%, of fiscal deficit condition on power sector reforms, I think that is very important as well because eventually manufacturing sector growth depends on these. So apart from that, I will actually, and here again, I will disagree with Dr. Mehrotra. I think if you look at the impact of the tax cuts, the income tax cuts, I think this is something that, Navika, if you were asking me, I was not that optimistic about it, but I think, the fact that they've, brought this will encourage consumption.
It means my grey hair in covering politics is slightly better than your experience as the chief economic advisor, only advising on matters of sound finance, because politics is
I'll grant you that. I'll grant you
spins
that.
this country.
No, I'll grant you that, Navika. But I think it will actually, because it is focused on a lot of the, those salaried individuals that earn less. While the top bracket has also been reduced, this might actually have a significant impact on spurring consumption, which is something that has been picking up. Also, I was looking at the data. If you look at the public, investment itself, the gross fixed capital formation has exceeded 35%. The public capex will accelerate that further. So overall, from the emphasis on growth and thereby employment, I think this is an excellent budget, 8.5 out of 10.
All right, great.
Rajiv Mantri.
I would just like to highlight one point. So when the tax rate was increased at the highest level, it reached 44%. There was obviously a lot of outcry at that time because taxes had gone up. And then the FM had said at that time that we will relook this in the 75th year. So the government has now actually kept its word.
Okay, which is no marks for my prediction. Is that what you're saying, Rajiv?
No. I'm just saying that credit to the government that they have kept their word.
Okay.
I think this is just a nomenclature. From 43% to 39% is statistically maybe significant at our levels of income, but for somebody who's earning 5 crore, it is quite insignificant. I think we need to bring it down to 25 the way the companies are being done. I think we need to incentivize wealth creators. I think we need more billionaires. We need more billionaires. No, it won't. It's
wait for 2029. We need more billionaires
out of India.
Well.